Alright guys, yeah, this is the new M3 MacBook Air. This is the 13-inch model in Starlight, and Apple calls this the world's best consumer laptop for AI. That's actually a pretty impressive claim. Apple never called or mentioned AI in the past, and now they suddenly do this. Let's dive deeper into why they call this the best consumer laptop for AI and more in my MacBook Air M3 review. First, let's have a look what's in the box. So the box, pretty familiar design. Let's start off with the braided charging cable. It's a color matching one. We get this in the Starlight finish, and we have a USB-C top and a MagSafe 3 connector. With that, we get this double USB-C 30-watt power brick that can charge 2 devices at once. And also always awesome to have is these color matching golden or Starlight Apple stickers as well. Now let's talk about the design. The M3 MacBook Air has the same design as the M2 one from 2023, and it starts at $1099 US. With that, we also have the same port selection. We have our audio port here, and then we have 3 ports on the other side. Of course, we have our MagSafe 3 charging port, and then we also have 2 USB 4 or Thunderbolt 3 ports on the bottom of the MagSafe port. Lastly, when we open up the MacBook, we still have our Touch ID input here in the top right. Really useful, really fast and reliable. Looking at the display, we still have this beautiful liquid retina display that's similar to the one that we had on the M2 MacBook Air. And we also still have this notch with an integrated 1080p FaceTime HD camera. Now, when it comes to sound, we still have this amazing 4-speaker system stereo sound, which in my opinion is still one of the best sounding speaker system in any laptop. Apple does this incredibly well, and it's amazing that it's also on this 13-inch MacBook Air model. Now let's head over to the battery. So the battery, Apple claims you'll have up to 18 hours of Apple TV movie playback content, which I think is a little bit like of a weird description for battery life. But in my experience, battery life is absolutely amazing on this 13-inch MacBook Air. Under normal usage, watching videos, browsing on Safari and managing your emails, you'll get around 16 to 17 hours of battery life depending on the brightness of your screen, how fully you're using the speakers and the other hardware components inside the MacBook Air. Yeah, now I'd like to cover some interesting new finds about this M3 MacBook Air. First thing is that the midnight version of this MacBook Air has an anodization seal, which should reduce fingerprints. So unfortunately, I don't have the midnight MacBook Air, but I've done some research and saw some other reviews. And what it seems is like it helped compared to the previous midnight version, but not fully. So let's say it removes around 50% of fingerprints compared to the previous MacBook Air without the anodization seal. It's nice to have, and hopefully Apple will develop this further, but it's still not 100% clean. Maybe go for another model if fingerprints really is a thing that bothers you. What's also great about this new M3 MacBook Air is that it now supports Wi-Fi 6E compared to Wi-Fi 6 on the previous model for faster Wi-Fi speeds. Next, you can also connect the MacBook Air with M3 to 2 external displays that support up to 5K. However, it's important to note that then the MacBook Air needs to be closed in order to use it for both of the 5K displays. And something that Apple doesn't really mention is that now the base model M3 MacBook Air comes with a faster SSD. So in the previous model, the M2 MacBook Air, the base model came with a slower speed compared to the upgraded storage options that you had. And now Apple directly implemented this faster SSD speed in the base model M3 MacBook Air. Let's talk about this M3 chip. Let's talk about the performance. Apple claims it's around 60% faster than the M1 chip. I think it's normal that Apple's comparing this to the M1 chip because I don't think it's recommended to upgrade your Mac from an M2 chip to an M3 chip. So that's why Apple is making this comparison, which makes total sense. The base model unfortunately only comes with 250 256 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigs of RAM. The RAM for me is not a big problem. I think 8 gigs of RAM running macOS, which is highly optimized, is fine for the average user. I think if you're doing just regular stuff like browsing Safari, watching video, managing email, and doing some maybe video or graphic work, 8 gigs is still enough for the average user. However, 256 gigabytes of storage for me is just a no-go. It's just too little. If you want to upgrade any component of the MacBook Air M3, I highly recommend you to upgrade the storage to at least 512 gigabytes. Now let's talk about this AI claim in which Apple is saying that the M3 MacBook Air is the best consumer laptop for AI. I think this is a pretty interesting claim. Why is Apple saying this right now? With the introduction of Apple Silicon back in 2020, Apple was already working on AI capabilities, AI features, and the only difference was, in my opinion, that they called this machine learning. So now suddenly Apple is using this word AI. This is just a marketing phrase. This has just to do with the fact that all the big AI players right now, Google, OpenAI, Amazon, all these big tech players are using this big word AI, and I think that Apple is feeling a little bit left out, and that's why they're also using this word AI. So it's mostly a marketing phrase, but also looking at the power of the M3 chips, it's for sure that these chips are amazing and really future-proof and powerful, and that all the upcoming AI capabilities will easily run on this M3 chip. It's definitely ready for all the generative AI capabilities that are coming from external parties or even from Apple themselves. Alright, so now to conclude, who should buy the M3 MacBook Air? Who's the consumer? Who's the right target audience for this model? And in my opinion, if you really value a compact and travel-friendly design, the M3 13-inch MacBook Air is the way to go. If you don't need that much of a performance boost, if the limited port selection that you have is okay for you, if you only use your Mac mostly to browse on the web, maybe manage your emails or do some light video editing work or graphic design, then the M3 MacBook Air is great for you. If on the other hand, you're looking more towards pro stuff that is more demanding for your chip and for your Mac, then I highly recommend you to have a look at the more pro models, which are a bit more powerful, which have a better chipset and also more powerful hardware to support this. And lastly, I'd also like to cover on the fact that the M2 MacBook Air is also still a great option. So that's the predecessor of this M3 model. So yeah, why should you go for maybe the M2 Air versus the M3 Air? The M2 Air is a cheaper option. However, the chip is less powerful. So it's the trade-off you have to make. The M3 Air would definitely last longer. I would say on average maybe 1 to 2 years, but yeah, it's more expensive. So it's your personal decision. Do you want to pay the extra money to get additional years of usage, or you want to pay a bit less right now with the sacrifice of being able to use the Mac 1 or 2 years less? That's a personal decision to make, and that's how I see the difference between the M2 Air and the M3 Air. That's my review of the M3 MacBook Air. I hope this was helpful. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of my other videos. Thanks for being here and see you in the next one. Peace.